Now that we're on a new memory card, maybe these people have something new to say. Yep. Welcome back. Did you happen to find anything interesting on your travels? Yes. If you consider Harrison here, we did find something of note. Can't talk to the chicken. You were at a shop. Do you sell anything new? Not that I can tell. My funds are a little bit low at this point anyway. Sam seems to be coping better with Sarah's prolonged absence now. Nope, nothing new here. Eventually I'm going to have to consider selling some of my old equipment. I'll hold off on that a little bit longer though. Can I sell a fish here? Nope, the fishing minigame is closed. Not that this really a minigame, it's basically just go fishing and maybe you get something. That spooky middle-aged woman that Sam fears seeing in his dreams so much as of late. You were probably mumbling to yourself. Spooky dreams, huh? That sounds familiar. Has it been brought up before? I feel like it has. You're an inn. How about you? Oh, I just knew that you would eventually come back to me, handsome. Nothing to say about that, huh? Might as well save while we're here. Saving here. I was looking at the path over there. This is obviously supposed to imply the path outside the building, but not 100% accurate there. Ooh, come to think of it, are these going to be restocked? Yes! Okay, so here's an interesting thing about RPG Maker 1. We've already gone over how you change memory cards in order to progress through longer games. Well, for whatever reasons, whenever you change to another memory card, treasure events are reset. So it is worthwhile looking at these again, because odds are they're going to be restocked. I guess none of you are helpful poultry. Are we able to go in here again? Nope. I am the wind! Whoosh! Sure you are, kid. Have fun with that. I almost wonder if that was supposed to be like a Naruto reference or something. Oh, speaking of treasures, by the way. Oh, you're in the way. Why are you in the way? You're not supposed to be in the way. How am I supposed to get back to that treasure chest if you're sitting there? I have to hope that RNG brings you out of there. In case you're wondering, no, I cannot walk right here. It is only the one path. Well, let me look around a bit more. Sniff. You big meanie demon. Just you wait till Miss Tessera comes back. Still cheats me to use magic just like her. And then... Hi-ya! You'll really be sorry. Sniff. Apparently that kid is still upset over the previous attack. So what do you think, guys? If I wait long enough, will that chicken get out of there? It's set to random movement, so the odds are not entirely in my favor. Especially since it seems keen on... No, don't you get in there too! Where is your spawn point, out of curiosity? Right there, okay. So if you start going in there, I could head through the door and reset your position. I want that treasure. I can't remember what is in it, but I want it. Come on, a little bit more. Nope, don't go up. Down. Go down. Come on. If you come out, there's a nice rooster over here who would be willing to hang out with you. That would actually be kind of awkward, kind of think of it. Harrison hanging around these other chickens. I imagine the hens would be taking a liking to him. In fact, that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Instead of the chickens saying nothing, maybe one or two of them could have shown interest in Harrison. That would have been pretty funny, and made this situation even more enjoyable for me. Oh, come on. You're almost there. No. 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 Stop. Cease. This better be worth it. I swear, this better be worth it. Okay, resetting your position. I'm going to do this. I've already been sitting here for a couple of minutes. Might as well go all the way. Yes, 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 yes! An angel feather. Okay, so it's a revive item, and revive items only revive by 1 HP, so it's not great. Still though, you never know. I might need it in an emergency. Hi, Stripeback. You're just in time. I just finished waiting for the chicken to get out of the way so I could reach that treasure and suddenly save point. Let me guess, we are about to switch to another memory card. Yep. So, because of how memory consuming this game is, I certainly didn't pick ideal locations for changing memory cards. Like, if it were me, I would have had, like, the memory card change possibly after getting Harrison back, rather than just suddenly, you walked into a house, change to disc 3. As a reminder, by the way, this game has a lot of memory cards. Let me see here. This is scenario card 3 out of 17. And then there's also memory cards for like maps and sprites and that sort of thing. Also, as the game goes on, the memory cards are going to get shorter because there's going to be more game to store on the more game we get through. Hi, there's someone you brought along with you, but he certainly doesn't look like a chicken from Elvenia. Was he one of your friends from Earth also? I remember Lisa's diary mentioning something about there being 4 heroes from another world who would come to save Elvenia. I guess you guys finally found the last hero then, huh? Yeah, kind of interesting how that wasn't entirely specified. It was just randomly mentioned in a journal. Say what? Was this about saving alternate worlds? Isn't it about time that either one of you 3 or this pointy-eared kid filled me in on what's been going on ever since our late boss decided to start this demon cult in Bella's and turn me into this feathered enigma that you now see? Just a second, dude. Yeah, that's actually what we come back for, kid. If Old Man Panaka is feeling well enough, could we see him for a moment or two? We think he might have an idea on how to bring Homeboy here out of this cursed form that he's been trapped in. You say a curse, I say a blessing. You mean he's actually a human like you all, only he outwardly assumes the form of something else? Cringe. Is this the work of sorcery at the hands of one of those demons you've been fighting? Very perceptive for a kid your age, short stuff. Not like I haven't been called that by many of my friends already, but yes, perhaps grandfather might have a solution to your predicament, uncommon as it is. Uncommon? Is that the only word that comes to mind? Okay, well, I was just trying to be polite, but if you prefer me to be blunt, then bizarre is what I meant. Elvenians don't normally run around turning each other into chickens, you know. So why does your grandpa have a book on it? Uri says with a bellowing laugh. Now that's more like it, kid. I didn't think you had it in you to be so blunt. And for the first time ever, we see a chicken growl. I fail to see the humor in any of this. Now would somebody please tell me what's been going on around here? I only have to look around me to conclude that I have somehow wound up in a place that's not even anywhere on the face of the earth. Wait. On the day about 2 months ago, when I had been working inside Bella's and glanced outside a window to see the scenery beyond suddenly change before my very eyes, and literally felt a loud crash of thunder shake the entire place, it was at that moment that I was taken from my own world and into this strange land which you call Elvenia, and the rest of you guys happened to arrive here through some other similarly bizarre means at some point since then yourselves. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, actually. This is one smart chicken. During the night of the thunderstorm on the Yuzuki Plains, yes. So, you were prevented from ever setting foot outside Bella's that entire time? Weren't Sid and the others at least observant enough to have been made aware of the sudden change in their surroundings? They must have known exactly what was going on. For the very second I turned to the boss to ask him if he had noticed the same thing I had, or if I was just imagining things, Sid immediately dragged me upstairs to the kitchen, locked the door behind me, and then sometime later summoned Karen to come up there and cast a spell on me that turned me into this. I did not even have a clue as to what was going on, but they all claimed that I knew too much about them, and that I would have to be taken care of at once. Or, 2 months later, apparently. Or else I might start causing trouble for them. I was the lucky one, too. I think Karen and the rest had actually used their freakish powers to dispose of our other friends from the night shift. She did. Karen had been gloating over as much before she attacked the three of us. It was just as well that you all had slain them when you came back into that dreadful place then. They had all gone completely over the edge this time. Who knows what they did to the night crew after bumping them off? Probably fed them to whatever Elvenian was stupid enough to venture in there after ignoring words of warning from the inhabitants of Yuzuki Plains. Well, I guess we have finally got everything settled with the mysteries concerning the appearance of the Bella staff in Elvenia and Harrison's unnatural curse. So let us speak no more of the events of that particular part of our story. I guess you were right in your speculation that the Dark Lord had this all planned out from the very beginning after all, huh, Dusk? At least after hearing Harrison's part of the story. Yes, only the Dark Lord has apparently made one minor miscalculation. You mean our having survived the trap he had laid out for us and our instead wiping out every one of those he had made his trusted servants to subdue the Yuzuki Plains for him? Well, yes, that. And also the unexpected appearance of the Holy Priestess's unknown fourth and final hero. Come again! Which of us could have ever guessed that the very last member of this band still to join, whom we thought we'd have to go chasing all over Elvania to find, is not only from the Earth like we are, but also Harrison, of all people. Uri has yet to have stopped laughing at Harrison's expense. I'm with you, Uri. This is pretty fun. Well, I guess this means you're stuck with us now, whether you like it or not, bro. Anyway, Harrison, allow me to introduce you to Sam Allegra, the elf kid who saved the three of us from getting completely disoriented and in turn becoming some monster's dinner the very first night we wound up in Elvania. Sam blushes modestly. My new friends think too highly of me, Mr. Harrison. An ordinary kid like myself could never have done something as heroic as having saved anyone in any way. I think Uri is trying to make my small deed sound a lot more noble than it really was. I am still in a much greater debt to them for all that they have done for me, truthfully. Sam tries so hard to wield a sword in hopes of protecting those he loves himself. He does? Yet he cannot help but doubt himself so. He feels as though he is much too helpless to do anything for anyone, simply because the sword he wields in defense of others is not a sword in the literal sense. Not like the sword I now hold. Oh, you're talking figuratively. He just doesn't understand the power of his own spirit as an elven child of this world. Ares whispers to Dusk alone. This little guy reminds you too much of yourself sometimes, doesn't he? Well, anyway, that's old Sam for you, Harrison. So, back to this final legendary hero of Elvania stuff. Perhaps we should tell you the story from the very beginning. Out of curiosity, though, I wonder if Harrison is based on anybody in particular, especially given how much of an inside joke the whole Bella saga actually was. Anyway, our heroes have just finished explaining to Harrison their adventure so far. And so it was when we found you in the upstairs kitchen, dude. It was a rather anticlimactic introduction for the last hero to join up with us, but I'm afraid that's just how it is. So I guess now the fight for Elvania really begins. Only, why must it begin in such a comical way as this? Us having to now find a way to save our homie from forever having to forfeit his membership to the human race. Something tells me you actually find this whole dilemma with Harrison's transformation more amusing than you are letting on, Lynn. Lynn tries to hold back a grin. You know, I think you're right. Harrison says through clenched teeth, had he still any teeth, I was about to say. Anyway, at least I now understand what's been going on with you all in the last 2 weeks when you wound up here in Elvania like me. This is still a lot to take in now, all this talk about alternate worlds, goddesses of fate, dark lords, elves, fairies, magical guardian angels, and who knows what else. But this seems like an opportune time for me to leave the much too ordinary life I led back in the other world behind. So, yeah, I'll come along with you guys on this journey. After all, not every human is granted the opportunity to be a part of something as extraordinary as this, is he? Especially when you get to become a chicken. Besides, if this Serena is depending on me so much to help save her world from her, or for her, then who am I to let her down? Great! Glad to have you aboard, dude. Let's go see Panaka now. Catch you later, Sam. Hey, Dusk, you coming with us? Harrison whispers to Lin. What's up with him? Is there something else you need, Dusk? Sam gives Dusk a quizzical look, but Dusk, after a moment, glances at him meaningfully, then bows and speaks in a low voice to Sam. Sam, I understand that you are thinking in your heart, for I myself still think along similar lines sometimes. But you must realize that you play just as significant a role in the fight to save this world as any of us four. Simply because you are not able to physically fight alongside us does not mean that you are left out. If it were not for the purity of heart of those such as yourself, then heroes would never be raised up to fight against the darkness in the first place. Don't be afraid to act for the aid or well-being of others, Sam, for Serena surely treasures and depends upon you as much as she does any of her other children. And one day, there will be someone who will be in need of your help in some way or another. I know you will not fail them either. I understand. Thank you. Forgive me. I'll come with you all now. Excuse me. May I ask you all just one more question? While you were in Meadows, did you happen to find my sister, Tessera? Is she still alive? Yeah, she's doing just fine. No need to worry. She says she misses her little brother a lot, though, and that she will immediately rush home as soon as the roads become safe again. Although, as her only sibling, you might want to start protecting her against certain other forms of evil lurking out there aside from the wandering beasts. Lynn came to be pretty smitten with her during our first meeting with Tessera. Oh, shut up. I did not. Sam giggles. Thanks for checking on my older sister for me. I'll try not to worry so much for her anymore now.